Welcome to the InfoMullet YouTube channel. If you enjoy this content, please like or share. And if you'd like to support the InfoMullet by becoming a mulleteer, visit us on Patreon. We appreciate your support. What about the internet? They're worried, will the internet collapse? Is it collapsing in some places? I didn't have good information. I went out and researched it. And Lawfare Blog did a really good segment on why the internet hasn't collapsed. And it's called the Mother's Day principle. Now, if any of you are in IT or deal with networks and servers, I am on thin ice here. So feel free to push me down and like bury me under the ice if I get this wrong. Correct me in the comments. But what they're saying in Lawfare Blog is the Mother's Day effect comes from phone services. And they would build the phone infrastructure to deal with Mother Day's calls because that was the highest call volume in the year. So the theory is you build the infrastructure for the highest peak time. And in the internet age, that's the Netflix effect. You know, you build your infrastructure for the best game of Thrones, you know, probably not last season, but, you know, somewhere in there where it's the highest rated streaming and everyone's on. And these hours are actually in the evening, 5 p.m. and later on the East Coast. And so when we move people work from home, the infrastructure that exists during the day is strong enough to support this surge of behavior at night. And now it's actually balancing throughout the day because instead of it being surged at one time, people are hitting it at different times. So the big point that Lawfare Blog pointed out was not collapse of the internet itself, it's accessibility to the internet. Some, you know, the article goes into details. 20 to 30 million people have limited access to internet. And this is where we're getting all our information from and all these great, you know, community building Zoom and mask sharing information. If you don't have access to broadband right now, you're really living in a isolated place. Now, maybe that's relaxing and psychologically beneficial because you're not having people like me scream at you all the time, but you'd be missing out on Bonky, and that would be sad. No, but I think the question is not will the internet collapse, but how do we get information to people who don't have internet access in a reliable way? And that's probably the bigger concern there. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to follow the InfoMullet, visit us on Facebook or Twitter. And if you'd like notifications when we post new video content, click on the red subscribe button below the video. If you've ever wanted to become a mulleteer and support the InfoMullet, visit us on Patreon. We appreciate the support.